So Kamala Harris's DNC speech has just wrapped up. What are your initial thoughts?
Well, yeah, she just got off the stage. I think it's quite motivating. The whole convention, the 4 days of it for Democrats like myself, quite rousing, quite motivating. I thought her speech was excellent, and it's going to leave Democrats really motivated to go out there and take it to Trump through November.
Harris did have a quite animated portion of her speech about foreign policy. What stood out about that section to you?
But I was very pleased to hear her put that in at the end, and it was really a full-throated endorsement of what used to be mainstream bipartisan U.S. foreign policy, which spotlights alliances, spotlights American engagement. I thought those statements of strong principle very important, particularly because the speech was for her an introduction to her. I mean, we know that she's really gotten this nomination in the past 4 weeks, and most Americans and most people internationally don't know who she is.
Harris made no mention of Taiwan during her speech and only had a quick line about China, a stronger focus on Ukraine and the Middle East. Did you find that to be significant?
So I think Ukraine was very easily accessible to the American audience. People understand that viscerally. They'll understand Iran viscerally. I think Taiwan is a little bit more of I think people in America understand Taiwan, but we have a policy of strategic ambiguity, and there's a lot of nuance around that question. But I think for Democrats and for Harris, there's not going to be any nuance or any break from the way Biden has addressed the question. And I have no question in my mind that the Harris administration will be a continuation, if not a continuing escalation, of our commitment to the defense of Taiwan to ensure that China doesn't do something stupid or doesn't even think about testing a new Harris administration.
The one line she did have on China mentioned AI and innovation rather than security issues. Do you think that shows where her priorities are in terms of the US China competition?
I think they go together. I think the AI more and more in technology innovation, the Biden administration makes a particular point of it. This is part of the strategic competition of the 21st century. So we have to stay ahead in that regard in order for us to stay ahead in the broader security, broader strategic challenges of the century. And China is clearly the one rival that we have to be most concerned about. So I think it was very instructive that she mentioned China specifically in that regard.